do you find that the chefs that are coming to you, the ones you hire, you feel like, I don't want to say potential, but do you see, I guess, like potential? Because, like I say, I went to school late. Nobody told me I could go to culinary school, and I remember walking into school like in awe, like it was the best kept secret, right? Nobody told me. It just was a whole new world to me, and I was surprised that there was a lot of young people there. So, how do you feel like the kids coming out of school? Are they passionate? Because I could pick up the passion immediately from you. Can you pick up that passion, and you feel like these young the kids coming out now are passionate about food?
Probably 1 out of 10.
I'm
Yeah.
actually scheduled a interview with. Well, I'm trying to get the schedule down with your chef that I met, Chef Mina.
Yeah, oh, menagerie. Now, see, now there's a thing. Yes, culinary, it's popular now because we have network and all that stuff, right? People are going to culinary school for the wrong reasons. You're not gonna go to culinary school and be a chef. It's not. Being a chef is part of luck. You got to know somebody that puts you in a position. It's not a thing. So you can't go to school to be a chef. You got to go to school to learn some techniques on how to cook. You're not going to be a chef. Because even with the menagerie, we had to go through. I had to reteach portions. You you got you got to know about what's a cup, what's ounces, you got to know you got to know basic math. So if you are going to culinary school, you need to know, and you want to be a chef, you got to know how to price out a menu. You got to know to break it down.
Do
You got to
you
know.
teach that? Because that's one
No,
thing.
that's
That's
that,
the
and
one
that's
thing.
the issue. That's the issue I'm talking about. I had to show her those things. I'm like, you're an externship right now. What do you mean you don't know how to break it down a recipe?
I always say culinary school taught me. I think they prep you to work for somebody else, but never how to be in business for yourself. I actually just
And
happen
that's
to
that's the
know.
thing.
I have some an accounting background, but just trying to, you know, go figure. I decided I want to have a shop, and you have to learn how to price things out. You have to know, and that's foreign to some people. So once the pandemic hit, I closed my shop and I started teaching bacon online. I started
Right.
teaching bacon online, and people who claim they had this passion, but really, I would have a course called "The Business Behind Bacon."
Right.
You would just teaching costing out a product by itself. They had no clue. They had no clue. In bacon, we use scales. Everybody. Oh, a cup of this, a
Down to
cup
the
of
gram.
that. Yeah,
Down to the gram.
yeah.
You gotta
And
know
we
how
had
much
in
gram.
school. I had to take a. I actually, pat myself on the back. I'm really good in math, so I didn't have to take the math. But there was a math class. You have to know your measurements. You have to know what a cup is.
I speak at schools a lot, and one thing that I do when I bring in, it's like before I did this, before I used to bring out cookies, and I would bring out cookies and I would talk to kids because the kids would identify with the practice of cooking. But then we costed it out. So what is that? How much that I made and how much it cost per cookie? So it's something that they could do, like say, all right, you can do this in the summertime and you sell cookies in your neighborhood, right? But going through and doing the basic math of how to do that, and you go, okay, now what are you going to sell it for? Is the key. And one thing we have to do as chefs and people coming out of school, like I said, they're going to school to become a chef. No, you're not going to do that. You have to know how to run a business. You have to know how to cost things out. You have to know how to deal with people. You got to be parole officers. You got to be loan officers. You got to be a counselor. They're not teaching that. That's not in the book. So you have to be, very aware of all the things that are happening in the kitchen. Because we actually hire the misfits. Because look at what Andrew Bourdain said. We're a team of misfits. I'm the tattoo guy that just walks around with knives.
I did have it was a struggle hiring people. And I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
one I remember one young lady, she was like, "Oh, I've been cooking all my life and I love baking." And she didn't know basic stuff and she was wasting important ingredients,
yeah,
expensive
yeah.
ingredients.
Right, right.
I said, "I think you misled me telling me you had some experience."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so,
But that's why I leave. That's why I asked that question because you could tell if you've been, if they know anything, and then you got to stand there and you got to stand there and cook with them one day. She was still they got the job. You got to stand there and know to do the dance. But like with Najee, she came to me for her externship. Her other friends went downtown to this guy. She's the envy of her whole class because she posted things that she was doing where they were stuck in a silent station where chef they didn't talk to her. Like I said, Menage, she works right next to me. So we go over things all the time to where she's making her a better chef. It's bringing some awareness to her. I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about doing, what do you think? So she starts thinking, all right, let's start Googling. Let's go see what we can get. And then we make up stuff from there. And we go, okay, all right. Well, but she's learning that it's how to think, how we research, how we do that, and how we taste, and how do we express ourselves. You're not learning that in the schools. You're not learning that stuff in the sound station. So anybody that coming in to this industry and they went to culinary school, they have to have passion. They have to be obsessed with it. You can't. You have to be obsessed with it because you
and
can't.
I don't feel like coming from just the younger people. My son worked for me at 14 when I had the shop, and I think kids are wired differently. And he can bake. He was like he would help me, but as he got older, that's why I don't bake as much because he's not here to help me. But once the shop closed and he's off to school, my other kids didn't grab on the way he did. He was able to run my kitchen. And I think with that experience allowed, I think it really kind of molded him into the child he is to now. Shout out to him because he is in school. He's gonna be an architect. So when you want to build out your new restaurant,
Well, I have four kids, and well, I have three, and I raised my niece. She's the only one that actually worked at my shop. She worked at Biscuit for us. She's been with me for a long time. Raised with. She's the only one that saw the excitement in what I was doing. All my other kids, I'm like, oh, I am TV. Oh, you're always on TV. You know, they don't care. All right, great, whatever. And I always try to be a really great chef. I want to make my children proud. You know, so that's one of my focuses and stuff. But my kids, they yeah, young 20s, so they don't care about me. They be like, all right, Dad, where the money at?